Is Twitch cooperative today? Should be. Let me see. Yep, this is good. I can hear my own voice in the stream and I can see the screen. Yahoo! It's time to ping the Discord server. Stream notif. Ba, 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 ba. Why can't I type? There we go. That's there. That's good. Alright. Good. Oh, okay, I'm like super confused for some reason. Wait, where's the... Okay, here's the mouse. Yeah, so now we can actually move outside of the voxel world and we won't collide with stuff for no reason. And you know, deleting stuff is still this, like, almost instant beam of destruction instead of just, you know, removing one voxel when you click. It instead just goes through everything. It is pretty satisfying to like paint with this though, I do have to say. Yeah, I should get voxel placement also working. And also have proper collisions for the camera. Because right now when you collide with something, the movement just gets cancelled. And the like camera doesn't have a size in terms of collisions. It looks very strange when you get right up against something. Hold on, let me do that better. Damn. But yeah, we do indeed get right up against anything that we're on. It's like so hard to try to get on the boundary. Okay, I'm gonna try just a bit more. Okay, it's impossible. Well, maybe not impossible, but really difficult. Wait, why am I... I think I'm still, like, colliding with some ghost stuff. Maybe. Yeah, there might be something like that. But it doesn't matter that much. Everything works for the most part, which is good. And I really want to do this thing where I look at the stream of last time where I'm recapping just because. Hold on, let me. Yeah. I just want to have this fucking loop where I watch the previous stream clip and then I watch the previous one and the previous one, and it just keeps going. I just thought about that. I was like, holy shit, that's actually kind of good. So yeah, I guess I'll be doing that. Anyway, I'll forget it at some point, most likely. Did I do any upstream changes? Let me see. I did. This was the latest thing I did on stream, and this is what I did off stream. In the early mornings, I decided to fix the movement, you know, outside of the bounds of the voxel world. Not that complicated. Did this. Yeah. Let's see though. Oh yeah, and here I was thinking, like for the camera movement, I check if the camera is within the bounds by comparing the voxel position with the range instead of the like floating point version of the position. And just the voxel position gets used for getting the voxel anyway. It makes more sense to do this. But for the ray position, I use the floating point version currently. So, yeah. I could change it, but there's no reason to either. But we can take this print statement out. We don't need it. Do we print something else as well? We print we hit something. We don't need that. Actually, I'm gonna leave it in for now because we should be printing it a lot less when we only destroy one voxel per click instead of destroying a voxel per frame as long as you have the destruction bound held down. So it should be fine. Oh. So, I need to change the input struct. Oh yeah, these are just booleans. Okay, so what do I want to know? We want to know if it's pressed. Alright, that's like a really basic thing. We want this to be exposed just as a boolean. I think we just do a hold timer. Doesn't really matter if I use 64 or 32 bits. I'm thinking that though I'm gonna do this, I could do it so I just have one timer that always increments when you're holding the thing. Or when it's released. It always ticks upwards and it gets reset when you either let go or press. But I feel like I'd rather have these be separate numbers. What do you think? I was trying to think like what I usually do with these kinds of input things. Also, yeah, no, I'll keep that name. I was thinking of pulling something like held for or like released for. Well, these are gonna be just ticks. That's fine. I'll change it if I want to change that. Yeah, I'll change it if I want to change it. Yeah, sure. But yeah, I'll just keep these as separate. Doesn't really matter. What else? Well, I don't need anything else for now. I don't even need the release timer for now. Oh, yeah. I can just remove that. I don't need it. I'll add it when I need it. True. I almost started like overcomplicating this input system where it's like, oh, I want to know how long it's held for. I want to know how long it's been released for. I want to know how long it has been since the last press. And that will be useful when you're trying to buffer jump inputs. You want to know like that kind of stuff. But I'm not buffering jump inputs right now. I'm trying to make the voxel placement. And those are trivial to add. Yeah, I'll roll with that. That's my philosophy right now. I'm like torn between should I add it anyway or just keep it minimal. I'll keep it minimal. And technically I could make every other thing still a boolean and only have the place and destroy be input buttons. But I feel like it's better to have them be the same thing. 201. Oh, okay. I think I say that. Struct and yeah. This is where having multi-cursor stuff would be useful. Guess I kind of want to. Let me see. I have not done like impl blocks before, really. But I think I'm gonna do it here. So I can just say input button new instead of just like making the struct every single time. I think I just do it like this. It looks a bit silly. Well, yeah. Don't complain about that. Okay. Is it like that? Oh, it's probably, yeah, it's like double colon. Okay. Like, I just realized I could have called that function anything. Calling it new is just like, convention. Yeah. Well, I'll follow the convention. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason in my head, I was thinking like, oh, the ducky new thing is like a reserved. No, it's not reserved or anything. I don't think so, at least. Like, people just do it this way. Right? We no longer get complaints about that. We don't need to store the name of the input in the button at all. If I, for some reason, decide that's a thing in the future, then XD. The only thing I could see for that is if I'm gonna do rebinding stuff. But those structs should be separate from this, because this is like processing input. Yeah, this could be like input button state or something, but I also could call these small things game input, but you know, game input is already taken. So that's fine. I do this, 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 this. And now this should be the exact same behavior as before. Nothing should have changed. Yep, we can still beam through. And we can destroy stuff. It's still satisfying. Yay! Also, I'm like taking it for granted. And I kind of should be. Where I can just destroy tons of voxels and like, you know, there's no like remeshing or anything, because there's no meshing. It's just ray tracing, right? So I can just instantly remove a bunch of voxels and it's great. I love it. I love raycasting. What else? What else? What else? We do that now, and now we have to increment the held for timers somewhere. I wonder if I can iterate through all the fields in the struct. Don't know if that's a thing. No. No. Doesn't appear to be a native thing. So I don't want to overcomplicate. I could have a thing where, oh, it's like a hash map and you get stuff out of the hash map and yada yada. No. Then I would be able to iterate over it and then still get the bonds by name. But let's kind of do it the dumb way. Where do we handle inputs? Okay. We handle input here. Technically, I want this to be somewhere else eventually. I want the like hold timers and whatever to increment every tick instead of every frame. We'll do this for now. Actually, no, this is directly in keyboard input. I definitely don't want to do it here. Yeah. Okay. I'll make it a separate function for now and then figure out where to put it. Do I really make an impl block for this? Fuck it. I'll play around with it. Because in the past, what I've done is I've just made a function. Something like this, and then it takes the game input. Well, I'll see what doing this is about, and if it's like better for ergonomics or whatever. True, I could make it so there's a new method for this as well. Hold on. Yeah, because right now have to do this here. I think I'm gonna actually do that. That seems like a smart idea. Actually, let me do this in a lazier way. There you go. I only have to copy paste this one thing. Nice, that should still work. Yippee! Mm-mm-mm. I almost started thinking about where to put the logic for like incrementing the buttons. I mean, I guess I'm still thinking about it. I'm gonna put it here. It's gonna be a void function if we tick. Gonna need mutable self access here. And what do we say? If self.pressed hold timer +1. I could do this like this. And then, you know, like handle the case. I guess I'm gonna do it. This is very pretentious coding. You really don't need to do this. Well, I'm doing it for fun. Basically. I guess we just ignore. If it's been held for the max amount of time, then we just don't do anything. We get any complaints? We do. Oh, yeah, I have to say self there. I'm gonna say this as well. I like how ridiculous this is. It's like a joke, but at the same time, it does handle the case. Anyway. Actually, how long... Let me... So we have 32 bits in there. And let's say we make a 120 hertz game, so it's going to be this many seconds. It's going to be this many minutes, this many hours, this many days. Wait, yeah. This many days. It's like, you know, previously you could only hold the button for like a year. I mean, that's more than a year, I know, but it's not 2 years, right? But now you can hold it forever. The timer just breaks at some point. uh, you gotta have fun while coding, right? This is my fun. This is indeed my fun. Okay. And oh, the other case, if we don't have the button pressed, self is 0. We don't need anything else for that. If the button is not pressed, it's not being held. Yahoo! I'm gonna have a tick function here. I do this in a smart way. I guess I'll just copy paste this again and then modify these lines. It's not exactly like that. I want to do this even lazier. Ollie, I'm tripping. Anyway, H, and we want to say, take this and replace it with don't tick like this. Replace all. There we go. That's such ugly code. Just list all the ones and then tick them. Well, you know, that's what you gotta do. No, I need to put self and dot in front of every single one. It's fastest to do it like this. A mouse combo. If I have a space there, or a space here, does it complain? It doesn't. Okay. Makes sense. Yeah. Method tick is never used. Method tick is never used. Let's go. Now we're gonna use it somewhere. If we add a new button, then we're gonna need to remember to put it here. Which kind of sucks. That it's not just automatic. But, if someone knows a better way to do this, then please tell me. I mean, it could be a macro, right? That actually is true. Rust is like very big on macros. If I just had a macro where it's like, oh, for every single input button here, we want to do a macro here where you just do the new thing. I mean, that might be possible with just like some default value stuff things. But this function, I feel like, would be better with a macro. Definitely. But yes. So that's done. And we need to tick somewhere. Oh, but our movement is actually tied to the frame rate right now, isn't it? Like completely. Yeah, it is. Yeah, but the input stuff would have been tied to the, like, input stuff. Like, input polling, so it would have been worse through... camera movement. We want to do input stuff before that. I think we can just say that. Yes. I do like that I can just say this instead of doing like something like this and that. And it's not that bad, right? And here you actually also see if the thing is going to be changed or not. Well, I'll do it this way for now. Wait, how's that never used? Oh, okay. Well, fair enough. I'll just delete it then. Yeah. So now we still have our death beam. It's so much fun to just paint with that. Anyway, we have our death beam. Also, we have to implement a crosshair at some point. That's gonna require some fuckery. Actually, I'm thinking about that. We'll see, we'll see. Now we should remove one voxel at a time. It removes a bunch. Why does it remove a bunch? Oh, do we not stop the ray when we destroy something? Is that the issue? Oh yeah, we don't. There's like 2 ways that the thing wasn't being broken. How did I do labels? Hold on, I need to cheat and look at some DMs that I've had where I've... oh, okay. There's only one loop here. Yeah. Like I can do this. I can define this label. And then... how do I... yeah, and then I would have to say... I can do that. So if I have any, like, further loops in here, it will break out of the correct one. But I don't think I'm gonna have further, like, any inner loops here. I don't need that. But I did want to finish the thought of, like, doing that. Yeah, now we remove one voxel at a time. Amazing. And I can't go in for some reason. Why am I colliding with something I'm not supposed to? Being out of bounds is still, like, slightly janky, at least at the very edges. Can I go in here? I can. Dude, let's play some Minecraft. Let's see, can I get out of here? Can I? No, I can't, actually. I'm colliding with something on the very edge. Huh. I wonder if I'm colliding with the bottom voxel for some reason. No, it's something else. Interesting. Yeah, but this is there's just an invisible barrier right here that you can't cross. Is there one at the bottom? there's not. Hmm. Interesting. Anyway. Now we want to do a thing for placing a voxel. I could just copy paste this function, but it's kind of ugly to do that. Like, and this is like nearing the edge of how dumb do I want the code to be. It is technically a bit different when you're placing versus destroying, because at the very end, you want to decide, do you target the solid voxel, or do you target the space next to that voxel? And what I could do is I could have a, like, this is array casting. It's like, oh, cast array, and then return the voxel that we hit, and then return the normal of the hit. So you can choose which one to target. And right now we're doing individual voxel manipulations. But I think the same actually will... Because I'm planning on doing a thing where each like block is constructed of 8 by 8 by 8 voxels. So I could like make a stair model out of voxels, and then I can just place the block down, and it places all the appropriate voxels into the world automatically. And I can just use the same logic for that as well. Let me actually draw this. I want to. If you imagine that we have a single voxel here, and we hit it with a ray, then we can say, oh, okay, you hit this thing here, and the normal that you hit points to this direction, right? And now the thing that called the raycasting function can either choose to target this location, or it can choose to target this location. Because, you know, it can just take this position and then increment it, like add the normal to it, basically. And then it will get to here, right? It could also target the opposite position if it wanted to, because you don't know the normal. And technically you could target this or this, because you know where your array came from. And you know the normal, so you could target either one of these or both or whatever. Just, you know, it's just gonna work. But the thing is, let's say we have a little stair model, right? That was terrible. Let me do this. And it's gonna be something like... Did I get the proportions right first try? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I didn't. Imagine this is 8 by 8 by 8, right? So we cast our array, and we hit this thing here. We still return, oh, you hit this voxel, right? And the normal points to here. I mean, I'm just gonna do the normal separately so you can see it clearly. So you have this info, this position, this normal, right? But if you're trying to place down entire blocks, you don't want to target this position. You want to target... You first of all want to consider that, oh, we hit this block position right here, right? And we want to target this block position. But that's very easy. Like, you just take the tiny voxel position, and then you just, you know, like round it down basically. Or you just put it into the like sparser grid that is the block grid instead of the tiny voxel grid. So you consider this middle position, and then you take the normal and you just add it to that, and boom, boom, boom. You have the block next to you. So this should just work for the future as well. Hopefully that made sense. But yeah. I'm just gonna make a function for casting array. Hmm. I guess I could do it without a function where I just cast array always, and then I use the result if these bonds are being held. I'll put it into a function. I feel like it could be useful later on. Then I have to move this code away from this thing anyway. So I'll have to like do refactoring anyway. I'll just copy paste for now. Also, actually, do I need to commit? Yes, I do. I indeed do need to commit. I have done a bunch of changes. Trivial changes, but changes nonetheless. These should be changed. Yes. Those. 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 That doesn't have to be there. This should be there. This should be there. Fuck it. These should be included. And they should be included on this. Nice. And now we stash all of this and we see there's no errors or anything. And when we run this, oh yeah, the generation stuff is now like the old style. And if we press button, it deletes the thing and only the one thing. And only the one thing. Hold on. I'm just seeing multiple things happen because of the mirrors, right? So if I delete that, yeah. It was just really trippy, like seeing multiple changes on the screen when I press once. And I'm thinking, okay, are we actually deleting voxels in like a bunch of random places? But no, it's just the mirrors. It's just an illusion. I really hope so, at least. I think it's the case. I will, forge onward, believing that it's just the mirrors. Anyway. If I do this, then I have the full thing. Yep. Yippee. Remember to test your commits before you push them. It's really useful. Oh yeah, reload, sure. So what do we need to know here? What do we need to know in this function? Or, I mean... No, I'll take the radar. And I won't worry about trying to make building deterministic in terms of like floating point numbers. Float can be indeterministic, like between platforms, yada yada yada. I will not have building in like replay files. I don't think. It's just gonna be like the jumpy gameplay. If I can avoid using floats for that, then it'll be like perfect. But this will have floats, at least for now. We have the ray direction. We kind of need something else as well. We need the blocks. Yeah, voxels. I guess it's just this. Yes. Dude, holy shit, I shaved this morning and I'm like surprised by how smooth I got it. Like strange. Like my chin just feels super smooth at places. Okay. Do I want to specify the ray length? I'll just go with the like hard-coded things for now. We take this, yoink, yoink, beam. Oh yeah, and we directly modify voxels. We actually don't want to do that, but we'll do it for now. Just see if we can actually move this outside. I think this will be incorrect. Well, for multiple reasons, actually. Yeah, so we need to specify this. That's what I was thinking. What other errors do we have? Okay, we want the camera position. Oh, we want to specify the ray start. And this needs this. Hmm. 6. And we're just gonna take it as a read-only thing. Why not? We don't need to modify it. State.voxels. Where do I say that? Here. Now we just need to pass the camera position in. I think I can also just make this be borrowed and then make that unborrowed. Yes. Alright. On we need to say state. Alright. Yep, we moved it into a separate function. And by pressing the button repeatedly, we can make our way through this. I don't even know. I don't even remember why I named it Barg. It is actually no, I remember now. Um, I'm pretty sure I know why. There used to be a Discord bot called Blargbot, and I really liked it. It was like the best moderation and like miscellaneous bot that I saw. I don't know if it's still alive. Let me check. It is still a thing. Yeah, this based cat. Yeah. I used to use it, and then I had on a Discord server a channel called Blarkbot set up, and then it turns into my notes channel. And I don't know, it's like mental connection. I just needed something, literally anything. That was just like Barg, but it probably came from there. Fair, fair. But no, it's basically completely random. I don't. No, I would disagree. Actually, uh, I disagree with the first statement where it's like it's hard to name things. I would definitely disagree even more with like, oh, use LLMs for it. I don't know. I would say a skill issue. um, it's like I wouldn't say this is a dysfunctional name. And this is actually completely useless right now. Like what I did is I just when I started and I was just rendering a triangle, I needed some value to just multiply vertex positions with. So I could make it look like the triangle is like rotating. Um but yeah. So this is the temp variable for that. No. I very specifically did tell you the story of how I came up with it. Right? I did tell you that. Yes. And I remember what the variable was for. Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. It doesn't feel easy. It is easy. You just pick a descriptive name and don't worry about making it too long. So easy. So easy. Yes. Alright. Don't let the compiler scream at me a bit. ASD? Where is ASD? Where do you see ASD? Actually, I can just. Oh, this. And it's one of those things where I just needed something. Actually, is this even used? I actually don't need this. I don't think this is used. Oh, I mean, this should never change. Yeah, this, like, damn it. There we go. So I don't think I use this anymore. Because now at the start, I just define the triangles that cover the screen, and then I render everything onto those with, whatchamacallit. Dude, I actually can't remember. Fragment shader, yes. I render everything onto the screen, onto those two triangles with the fragment shaders. And, yeah. I don't need to change any triangles after the startup. I could probably remove all this, but I will do it later, because I'm in the middle of something else right now. But yeah, I should probably clean a bunch of stuff up at some point. And yeah, the story behind ASD is literally just random name needed. Like, couldn't be bothered to name it. Okay. Yes. Let's do it like this. We don't want to do this mutably. Let me see. Click straight, go to back of textured vertices. Use to count aesthetic. The thing is, all right. So when you're naming things, you also need to recognize when the name doesn't matter, right? And it's not worth thinking about. Yeah, I know, but it's even if you say it's a joke, I can still respond to it. I don't know. I think it's also funny to always, no, not always to respond seriously, but no, it's style. Fair, fair. I do appreciate it. Let me see. Voxels. Because in a way, I like being put on the spot like that, right? Like, even if you don't seriously mean to make that argument, I like the fact that I can read it, and I can think about it, and I can respond to it. And I think I'm, like, not doing it badly. So, it's like a sport to me, I guess. Yes, we don't want to modify this here. We want to return something. We no longer break here. We return. What do we return? Um, we don't have a data format right now for what I want to return, so we're gonna make one. And 280 construct. Uh, well, it's yeah. I was thinking like it's gotta change. If it's out of rendering cube, right? Well, the story behind this is I just wanted to do this ASAP. And I'm gonna change this anyway at some point where I don't have just a 32 by 32 by 32 area of voxels. I'm gonna have like a way bigger area, and it's gonna be represented with some kind of like reformat instead of just what is essentially just a flat Boolean array. So it doesn't make sense to invest time into making this fancy when it's placeholder, right? So it's literally just like get it done, make it work. Yes, position and then normal. I could do derive debug here if I remember how to write it. Is it like this? Or does the D have to be big? Apparently it doesn't have to be. That's the plan. That's no. It's there's I don't know how much you know about what I've been up to in the past. I do know they've been here before. Um but I basically just want to make this parkour game. But make it not suck. I mean, this is like not that bad, and I could maybe make the graphics work if I really worked at it. But this is, triangle-based rendering, and to be honest, it's not the worst, right? But it could be a lot better. So I want to make this, and the point where I decided that I don't want to work with Godot and Rust in the way that I did was when I was having some issues with taking the player out of the like physics world that I made in Rust and putting them back. And like there was just a small discrepancy where I would activate no clip and I would deactivate it, and the player would just fall through the block they were standing on. And then I fixed that with some offset stuff, but then that then became an issue when I tried to do deterministic playback of the physics. I will teleport the player, and then the offset would be included there as well, but somehow wrong, and would mess up the playback. I was like, dude, I really don't want to go on this wild goose chase of like invented problems. So I just stopped there, basically. I just felt like my tech stack was built on a house of cards. And it might have been just my skill issue of how I did everything. Well, no, that's what happened. It was just really demotivating to work on it. And so that was the primary thing for me, what made this suck. Right? And then also there's like some lighting issues. Like if I like place downstairs, it's like this is incorrectly lit. I could fix that and make the light propagate correctly, even with like stairs. But I don't know. It's a pain to do that. It's like not a fun problem to solve, right? The movement is pretty good. That's not the issue. But then, you know, graphics, it's like, I guess light is the worst thing. Like the remeshing stuff is actually pretty good. Like I can place down stuff, I can destroy stuff, and it is like pretty much instant, right? I don't have to wait around for it to happen or something. So that's pretty good. But then if I wanted to have like a really big area, do I have a really... Okay, there we go. So now I hit load on this world and we have to wait, right? This it's remeshing everything right now, and there's a lot to... Well, it's not remeshing, it's meshing everything, right? And there's a lot to do. And the meshing is happening in Rust, but it's still, you know, there's still a lot to think about. Actually, it's already done. When was it done? Let's measure that time accurately. Load and then... No, it's hard to unpause. It's doing the thing, it's thinking about the thing. We're gonna see these things change when it's done, at least. And now it's done. So I don't really want to... I don't... I mean, this is a big thing, anyway. Like a big world. With a lot of stuff. It's not that big. But the rendering performance isn't the greatest either. Like, I have some stress test stuff as well. No, video settings. I want to go to saves. I don't know if I have it here. But basically, I had like a map made in Minecraft imported, and then I copy pasted it a bunch of times until it started to lag, and it just wasn't good, right? I was like, I want to definitely render more than this. It like, I shouldn't be struggling here. So that's one of the sucky things as well, where I would have to figure something out for the performance, or then I would have to like scope down and, you know, dream smaller. Yeah, I am. And I have a 144 hertz screen. And I would say it's like I have a 1060, which I would say is a reasonable card. Rip. I would say it's a reasonable card, but the fact that I want to render at 144 hertz makes me optimize the stuff that I make a bit more. Because if I optimize just for 60 FPS, then someone with a weaker card would have more issues, if that makes sense. At least that's how my coping goes for this. But anyway, with that. Yeah, but yeah, just basically technical limitations is the sucky thing on the previous version, and I just don't want to fight the engine, so I'm just doing without one. And honestly, I did have fun when I was making that version, but then I hit the point where it wasn't fun anymore because of some limitations, like piling up on top of each other. And because of that experience, I now have motivation and I now have fun doing this, right? If I try to do this without an engine from the get-go, which I probably have maybe tried at some point, I would have most likely like ran out of juice and thought like, why am I not just using an engine, right? Like there's so much shit that I just have to do to just get a window up and running. But now that I've suffered with an engine, I'm like, yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it. Let's get the window up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do everything ourselves. Let's go. I don't know. I might bounce back from this. I might encounter some stuff and be like, oh, dude, if only I had these things. You know, but it's just trying to find. Like, there was someone here recently who's asking, like, oh, how should I get started with, like, writing shaders, right? And I had a great, like, moment where I'm like, you know, just pick the path that is the most likely to get you to do the thing. So like you could like get started with Godot and just write the shaders there. Because if you just start making like putting up your own window on something or something along those lines, then you might just give up before you get to writing shaders, right? And then you will just do nothing. So it's better to take the easier path at start, just so you can even try out the thing, I think. And I would say for me, like there was a chance that I would have maybe finished something with Godot. Let me think. Yeah, I mean, it's just like if the performance just happened to work out, then I might have just stuck with it. But it didn't happen to work out. So I think that's one of the major things. I wasn't thinking about it at the time. I was only thinking about the like physics, like space conversion inconsistencies, like converting floats to like just integers and having issues. But it's always like multiple things piling up on top of each other that make you decide stuff. Oh, yeah, also I want to return an option, because we might hit nothing. Alright. Now here, we return none. We didn't hit anything. And here we return gray hit. And what do we return? Boss is... And technically, this is going to be an integer position. Or do I want to give the precise position? I'll give the integer position. And I'll call it explicitly voxel position. So if I later on want to get the actual precise world coordinates of the thing, I can add that in. Not that hard. Right now I only need the voxel position. Voxel plus is gonna be ray voxel pos. Yes. And then and also similarly like right now I'm using Rust. I'm not trying to make my own programming language. Right? I do want to make my own language eventually, but it's not the time yet. Right? Ay, ay. Let's see. What is MLX? Um, also, librs is not named sensibly. Yep. No, not a shader language. I don't. WGSL is fine. I'm thinking just the programming language, right? Just the programming language. That's what I want to do. And if I made one, I would probably compile to WASM because you can actually, you know, you can just kind of run it anywhere. At least that's my impression. And you don't have to make a you don't have to make a bunch of platform specific code. Damn. Sounds like someone has experience in WGSL. Unlucky. I'm still in the honeymoon phase where everything is fun. Um but yeah, this lib.rs thing is I am a criminal. I put everything into a single file until it's really unreasonably not a good thing to do anymore. So if I go here into my git stuff, we see Rust source, and there's only one librs file that is 3,317 lines long. Right? It's everything. And here the tutorial did this thing in a way where you put the thing into librs and not into main.rs. That's why I have it in librs and not main. Ay. Maybe I'll split it into multiple files at some point. Maybe it's under 1,000 lines. Fine, it's fine. It's fine. No, but on a more serious note, sometimes I find it more difficult to find things if things are just split into multiple files like for no reason. I'm like, bro, why do you do this? It's like adding too much structure makes it messy. But I do have the case right now where it's messy because of the lack of structure, right? So I do have to address that at some point. But I might do a thing where I just move stuff around within this file. Like, as long as I can find the stuff fast enough, then it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if it's one file or multiple files. Like, it's literally just for us humans to organize things so we can find them better. And I'm single file pilled. Quite like quite a lot. Do we have the normal here? We don't. Alright, let's see. Oh, okay. Fair enough. No, but I mean, I honestly, I like Rust. The only thing that I dislike about Rust is the compilation times, and even they aren't that bad, right? I really like how helpful the compiler is, like pointing out errors and stuff. I like that most things are safe. Like by default, if you add two numbers together, then like this could overflow, for example, right? And I don't like that. But it's fine. It's like it's more safe than other languages. Yeah, and it's just like a personal thing, right? I just happen to like it. Um, I don't want to make the mistake of saying it's objectively better because of that, right? I don't want to say that. I like it, right? Fair, fair. What trivial things did you try to make? And also, on the like making my own language thing, I would just make it even more safe than Rust. Like, I'm thinking, like, you could prevent a lot of bugs and stuff. Like, if you get user input, like, let's say the user inputs a number into your program, then that number could be anything. Like, it could be, from the negative max value to the positive max value, right? Anything in between that. And, like, if you try to add this value to another number, then this could overflow, right? And that's bad. Like, we should be handling that. And one way to handle this would be to say, like, let's, um, like, you could say something like this, right? Just take the user inputs and it just gotta be in between these values, right? And you could make it so, like, if you have an if statement where it's like, oh, if value is smaller than this, then we go into this, like, branch. And in that branch, we know the value definitely is, like, following this constraint at that point in time. And you can just completely avoid overflows and underflows. That's what I want to do. Let's see. Oof. Yeah, I don't know. It's I've how would I say? I've had some moments like when I was making that last version of my voxel stuff where I had my voxel stuff in like a hash map and stuff, and I tried to access it in a certain way, and the compiler just was not happy, right? But I think it's a mistake to there go into the like ooga booga programmer mode and just try to tweak things until it works. Because the compiler might be happy for a reason, and I like slight quotes around the for a reason, right? For me personally, I just looked at like, okay, how am I actually accessing this data, and am I storing it in a way that makes sense? Right? I looked at that, I changed it a bit, and then I could like go on my merry way. I like, you know. So I would say even when the compiler is just like crying about something and you're like, please, like this should work. It's I feel like most of the time it's still being helpful, at least to me. And I don't know, if you have the touch lifetimes, then you're doing something interesting. I might be wrong about that. But that's my like gut feeling. I don't know. Somebody would say that I'm like uh being the bitch of the compiler and just like obeying it without a second thought or like questioning it. True. I am doing that. And the compiler tells me I should probably rethink my data structure. I will do so. And yeah. Alright, how do we do it here? No, I have not, like, any AI stuff. Like, the most AI that I use is, like, if I have some issue, um, like, I first try to think about it and then, like, maybe ask friends or the internet. I mean, it's, oh, think, documentation, Stack Overflow, and similar sites, friends. I mean, friends or AI, it's like, it depends on the issue, right? And all of those kind of depend on the issue. And sometimes I have some issue. I actually went over this last stream. Um, oh, darn it. I'm in the wrong file. Let me find the thing. So I was trying to write this, right? And instead of this, I had written this. Because the compiler kind of led me a bit astray here. And it wasn't modifying the original value. And I was just thinking, what the fuck is going on? Like, why is this not working? And then I just took this, put it into ChatGPT, and was like, oh, spot issues. Or whatever. Like, can you just spot issues with this code? And then it spotted like 3 superficial things. And it did also say like this. And when I just saw this line or like this set of characters on my screen, I was like, oh, okay, that, yeah, I just literally just forgot how to do this. And then I just closed the tab immediately and went back to coding. I mean, I have smart friends next to you. Like, I was trying to figure out some camera projection stuff at some point. I would be surprised if there was an AI where I would have typed my problem in and it gave me a working solution like this for like making the camera projection work. It's possible, but yeah. Actually, I don't even know how much I tried to solve this with. Like, I'm pretty sure I wanted to solve it myself, but then I ended up having a friend do the matrix stuff for me anyway. Um, but yeah. I don't know. I'm just less keen on using AI, I think. Partly because of like experiences, and also because it's like, like they do be using a lot of energy and stuff like that. It's not a completely problem-free thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep, indeed. And that's also, yeah, that's also one reason why I want to go without an engine. It's, I do learn how to do stuff that usually an engine does. Hello, Nikki. Well, what if you are an AI, Nikki? Yeah, it's true. But fair, fair. Mm-mm-mm. There's also the thing where a lot of AI is just lies in hype. It's interesting. And there are also some fanatics who claim that AI will obviously change the world like drastically. Like we will have a super intelligent AI tomorrow. That's a bit hyperbolic. I shouldn't be hyperbolic. Even if I disagree with the points a lot, I shouldn't be hyperbolic. But I don't have a good reference point for what a reasonable person who thinks a super intelligent AI will emerge actually like thinks. Like, do they think it's within a year or half a year? I don't know. Like 5 years. Because they just assume exponential improvement at some point. And it's like, yeah, sure, if we hit a singularity and it happens, then yeah, but I don't know. I don't think there's a reason to believe that. Uh Anyway, we want to keep track of this. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, well, I mean, saying that AI will change the world assumes that it will happen. And I guess you can make that technically true. I mean, you can make that reasonably technically true if you just don't specify a time frame, right? Like, oh yeah, maybe like well, even saying like, well, no, because then you're asking like, will humans go extinct or will we invent that at some point, right? That's the question. And you actually can't say for sure that humans will live long enough to make like what you consider AI, right? So there should be a little asterisk to your sentence where it's like AI will change the world, asterisk if we ever actually do it. And I think also baked into your definition is like if I asked you, oh, what is AI, then basically we would get to the point where it's like, oh, it is a thing that would change the world, lol. So it's like, yeah, sure. You've defined yourself to be correct. Or that or like because AI would have to be able to think and it would be able to improve itself and whatever. And then it's like, 1 + 1 equals 2. It would just, anyway. Anyway. Last T. Okay, so we need to say. Let's just say 0. If we hit something immediately, then we will have an incorrect normal, but that's fine. And we don't have tea time here. We have where's my? Oh, I don't even do this. I forgot. I step the race differently because here I do it actually intelligently, where I try to step one voxel at a time. Here I just check a bunch of times and see what we hit. So I can't even do this. I forgot that code is so dumb. Okay, we're not gonna return a normal. We ain't doing that. We're just gonna return the position. Um. Okay. Alright, we're gonna return two positions. One is the previous voxel position, and one is the, like, voxel position with something in it. 4 is a funny number, right? And I got a 4 fours here. That makes me happy. So we want to say occupied voxel position. And, you know, on a more serious note, it really doesn't matter what I do here. It's just arbitrary. I'm pretty sure I'll be fine with just, like, 400, whatever. It just doesn't matter. So I decided to go for funny instead of something that makes sense. Occupied voxel position is this. And we actually do need to keep track of the last voxel position. We could calculate it, but I'll just do it like this. No! There we go. I kept misnavigating. It's just, there's a Finnish YouTube poop where the Finnish word for 4 is just repeated, and it's funny. Ever since then, you know, neljä, which is the Finnish word for 4, has been somewhat of a meme with like 2 of my friends. And, you know, it's just literally that. There's no good reason for it. It's just haha 4. Actually, I'll calculate this. Fuck it. Or do I? No, I. Nearly. If that's real, that does sound funny. I do have to admit. I might be able to. Dude, I'm like trying to think. How could I? I need to like make a meme that has that. I can maybe introduce that as a thing into the collective consciousness of the friend group. I need to like design a psyop for this. Thank you for giving me an idea. If I just try to force the meme, then it won't work. It will never work. It has to be organic. Yeah, I like Nelly Nelly more. That's good. We're going wild with the force. Let me see. I need to say last voxel pause equals array voxel pause. That's that. XD. Oh, font array use size 3. Oh. No, it's wrong. Can I say this? Can I say this? Is this legal? I cannot. Sad. Uh, Well, actually, now that I think about it, do I want the position or do I just want the array index? So I'm gonna convert this into the array index anyway. I could be lazy and just return the array index. Um, I mean, I'm returning a struct anyway. No, I don't. If I gave you the vibe that it's not welcome, then that's miscommunication from me. You know, it's not a thing that's gonna have me rolling on the floor laughing, but it is at least mildly entertaining, which I appreciate. Better than nothing. Oh, okay, okay. Like praying to the sky. It's like, don't smite me today. It wasn't that bad, I swear. Don't be mean. Anyway, ba 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 ba. Yeah. We do be returning just the index, because we are returning a struct. We can later change this to be... We can later change this to include also the position. Yada yada yada. It's fine. Everything's flux. I should find just the easiest way to do the thing that I want to do. And that's what I'm doing. So why would I go through more effort than I have to? I feel like every time I get even more lazier, I level up a bit. I don't know what you're saying. Yes, that's what I asked in response to specifically. But it's true though. I need to take a decade and just make something. So true. So based. Oh wait, what is the problem here though? Oh yeah, get mute. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I just need to get it instead of getting it as mutable or trying to get it as mutable. Let me do that. Scoot. Oh, I'm actually so glad I derived debug for this, because now I can just do this directly. I can just print it. Let's go. It kind of works. What didn't work any more than those minimal needed versus let me shadow language to survive. But I mean, you see, sometimes, I mean, you see the second sentence says to survive, right? So it implies that it's like doing that is the minimally needed thing, right? And for me to exist and not just vaporize in the thin air, I need to do this without an engine, right? Otherwise, the whole fucking molecular makeup of my body will just disintegrate on the spot, right? This is needed. Uh, thank you. I will fix it eventually. It's I'm just not testing the race in the proper directions. I will. I will. Don't worry, it will be fixed. I okay. This is not a promise. I could make it an option. Right? That's not a promise. I'm just saying it could be an option. Right? It could be. But it could also be a thing that I will just drop out in favor of other things. But it could be an option, technically. Technically. Fair, fair. Also, we do this, and we say state.voxels rayhead dot occupied voxel index equals, I think it's just a number, right? Oh, I have to unwrap it. Oh, I guess it might be nothing. If we hit nothing, then yeah, okay. I will not make it so it can crash. I'll just do this. I dislike that the autocomplete wants to give me dir instead of hit. I wish it was a bit context aware. Like, the latest thing that I've written multiple times is this. I most likely want this, right? I'm gonna actually write that down as an idea for myself. Yep, that's that. Let's see. No. I mean, the thing is, I don't feel frustrated with these bugs, right? Like, I know that's just unfinished. It's not really a bug in the say of like, oh, I need to make a place a band-aid on top of this. It's more just an incomplete feature that I will get around to doing anyway. Um it's like, it's the difference between having a bridge that's halfway built and having a bridge with a hole in it. Right? But it wasn't even someone else's code. And also, hello Mangalo. Hope you're doing good. It was my code that was causing the issues, actually. I can say that. I feel like I'm confessing a sin when I say that, but no, it was definitely my code. That was the problem. And that was causing my agony. I think this. It's placed on some mirrors. But technically, your past self is different from your current self, right? But you always don't disassociate from your past self. So past code is still written by you. But if it's really bad code, you might disassociate yourself. And then it's someone else's code, because it's not current use code, right? Let's go. We're placed like we have some mirrors. They're perfect mirrors because we're doing raycasting. Voxels. Oh, it's the voxels are great. Um, I'm genuinely happy working on this, which is great. The infinite hallway. I love that it just works right out of the box. That's great. Let me. Okay, I like lost where I was. Okay, let's place mirrors here as well. Let's block the entrance. Okay. There's still a wall here. I placed the mirrors in the wrong position, I think. Okay, now oh, this is great. Alright, now let's take out the floor. Let's take the ceiling at the same time. It's a bit easier. Holy shit. Okay, this is getting a bit trippy. Place mirrors here. And we're gonna have nothing. And if we place down one block... That's so great. And this is all just the rays bouncing around in this tiny little room I just constructed and hitting the voxel in like different ways. Now let's break out of here. Wait, where am I? Did I just place the mirrors inside of me? Dude, what is the world? Key is supposed to be destroy, right? I need to check. What is destroy? I'm like lost in the sauce. Yeah, P is destroy. Okay. Get me out. Wait, am I just stuck? I think I'm stuck. Like, it might be that if I start out inside of a block, then I just get stuck. That was great though. That was fun. I do have an issue here where I can't like go into the box from above for some collision reasons. I don't know why. That's interesting. But yeah, rendering is working. I do have to make a better data structure for everything so that I can have bigger stuff than a 32 cubed area of voxels. But yeah. It's good. Yeah. I've definitely done some amount of like uh talking shit to my future self, but I try to not do that anymore. I don't know if I even have a reason for it. It's like I more do the thing where I'm self-deprecating in the moment, and then I can read that in the future and be like, lol. But most of the time it's just neutral. It's like, oh, I just have to remember this. But no, no flashing lights. That's the wrong text. This text. I'll be right back. See you in a few seconds / a few minutes. We do be back. Yeah. Also, Mangalo, I haven't been in your stream in a long time. What's your current project? The last thing I remember seeing from you was like multiplayer stuff for some stuff. Like multiplayer stuff for some stuff. Multiplayer, implementation for some game. But I have like no idea what you're up to. Okay, okay. Fair, fair. That's fair enough. Mm-hmm. I think this might be working well enough where I just make a commit. Yeah, mirrors on the very edge of the world are still glitchy, but edge of the world doesn't really matter that much because I'm I'm not gonna have the edge of the world in my fucking, like, when I have a bigger area. If the player gets to the edge of the world, then that's a problem, right? That shouldn't happen. I love mirrors. Let me make this infinite. Hello? Okay, there we go. It's infinite, but I can't go through the mirror. Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. Nice, nice. If you have anything you want to link, then feel free. Um, I always feel dread when someone says that. Oh, like, if you have any links, I'm thinking in the back of my mind, like, oh, I haven't made anything public showing this thing. I can't do it. um, it's like a big to do for me to make like a page for this on my website where it's like, oh, I'm just doing this voxel thing and yada yada yada. Like showcasing it a bit. Oh, you actually do have a thing. Let's go. And I also have to figure out the web exports. Like, it's funny, I'm using wgpu, but I have not figured out the web exports with webgpu yet. Crazy, does that want to work? It's amazing how I click the link on the OBS chat and then it just doesn't want to work. Well, task failed successfully. I right clicked and was like, oh, copy the current link or whatever when I was hovering over this. I did get to your link eventually. Through a roundabout method. Uh, dude, I was thinking where I saw something about Journey Jam, and it was through Clayman. Like, Clayman won some category. I don't remember what it was, and he, he like he made a bit where he just like showed this logo or like the thing. Wait, did Firefox just die? Let's go. It's just completely dead. No! It's every window, every instance of Firefox just died. Ay, ay, ay. Firefox, I love you. Never change. Oh, almost leaking Discord. Let's go. I'm glad it doesn't load immediately. Eh. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to decipher this. I don't know if you said this in chat already, but seems like just tower defense, right? Mm-hmm. I like the name. Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean, it very rarely crashes for me. I was actually very surprised that it did that. But yeah, no script is based. If only you had a gameplay video here. I know that's asking for. Well, I was almost about to say that's asking for a lot. No, it's asking for a gameplay video. That's what it is. Nothing else. Oh yeah, but it's like making a video like that for one project isn't that bad, but when it's like I don't know, you're not gonna do it for every single project. Feck is almost like nilly. Yeah. Fair, fair. I can see that. I can see that. Hmm. What's the next thing for you in that project? Oh, okay. Nice. Uh, let's see. Am I completely out of my mind? No, I'm not. Just had a quick reality check there. We have this. I think I was about to commit. Yes. I had to look at the compiler output now that you said that. Oh, yeah, but it. What do you mean still using Git? Jujutsu? That sounds like not a real thing, but it also sounds like it would be real. I need to make the commit first. You cannot derail me right now, right? In a moment, right? Listen, we don't do this. We don't commit this. We don't commit this. Um, we do all of these. Yes. All right. Um, the commit has been made. Let's stash everything and confirm it works. And I don't know. It's like Git is like one of those things. It's like the one thing that I don't feel the need to remake. Right? Like, Git is good enough. Mirrors. Yeah. I can still play stuff. I can still destroy stuff. It's all good. I think I need to lock the mouse to the window next. It's starting to affect the quality of my life. I like how that sounds, even though it just comes from trying to say, like trying to integrate the sentence quality of life. It's like so wrong, but at the same time, it's correct. Ay, ay, ay. Let me see. Oh. Jujutsu, a version control system. Da, 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 da. Mm-hmm. Okay. Interesting. Okay, okay. Doesn't seem like the worst thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not the worst thing. It's I will regard. How do I pronounce the word? Begrudgingly copy this link into my notes. And place it there. Let me see. Also, let me see the clip. Wait. Can I not? I can't click on the volume. Anyway. Ah. Fair. True. No volume control. It is illegal. Not possible. Never ever. I s- yep. Anyway, that's done. What is next on my list? I could make it so I can actually place down different voxels. I'm gonna need to keep track of a bit more state for that. Oh. Because I don't have a reason to not do that. I kind of want to also... Oh. Why were you changed? Oh, it's probably stashing or something. I don't know. I also need to make the collisions better so that we actually slide on things and the camera has a size instead of just being a point in space. And then I just started... Oh, the cursor locking. That's what I wanted to do. Ba, ba, ba. Mm, 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 mm. See. Hey, cheating is allowed, right? It's all smoke and mirrors anyway. Getting like getting those low budget solutions is great. Yeah, exactly. Mm. Set cursor grab. Okay. We just do this. Let's go. And let's permanently make ourselves be stuck. Oh, it's not a boolean. There we go. That felt like I was again, well, that didn't feel as much like it, but it felt like I was just, like in a cartoon setting, just driving a car, and then my head just hit like a tree branch or something, and the car just kept going without me. That's the feeling that I had when I couldn't just pass in a boolean and say, yes, true. I want the cursor to be grabbed. Oh, it doesn't grab the cursor for some reason? Hmm. Do I have to do this? Uh, 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 uh. I think I might have to do this later. Let's just do it every frame. Oh, I can't do it there. No. I can't use window, the variable after line 42. So if I wanted to change the cursor visibility afterwards, how would I do that? So this is a feature, like a function in window. Oh, I'm gonna have it in state. Yes. It's just this variable that I can't access. It's not that I can't access the window at all. Okay. Um, we do be holding the window in state. Yes. It still does not want to lock the cursor, even though I'm trying to do it every single frame. What is the problem? Tell me the results. Not supported? What do you mean? What about confined? Okay. Oh, that works. That's great. But why no captured? Um, hit test? What do you... Okay, okay. I will not hit cursor. Okay. Anyway. Cursor grab mode. What do we have here? No, it's just non-confined or locked. But on why would we not support locked? That's my question. I could just make it confined and hidden, and you can't tell the difference. Like right now. Oh wait, does it work now? Is it really just I can't do it if the cursor is visible? No, I'm dumb. I meant to say locked instead of confined. Yeah, not supported. What if we make the cursor invisible? What about that? No, it doesn't want to work. Okay, sure. Let's just make it confined. It works. This works. It's not going to keep the cursor in the middle of the thing all the time, like the window. Nobody will know. This is secret. Don't tell anybody. It's not actually locked. It's just confined, and the cursor is invisible. I want to make the locked thing work for no reason, honestly. I just want it to work. But I feel like it would be a waste of time, also. Oh, anyway. So if the cursor was locked, then it would be at the center of the screen, and when you move the cursor, it would be warped back to the center of the screen, right? Like constantly. When it's confined, it just can't leave the window area, right? And yeah, again, I have no reason to make do want to have the cursor be locked in the center of the window instead of being just confined to the window. But I really want it to be just locked in the center, even though it's not going to be visible. I just feel like it's better. Like I have some irrational fear that on some platform you're going to move the mouse when it's on the edge and it's going to go outside and then you click and then it focuses on other window. It's like I don't want that to happen. Yeah, but I mean, it's for turning the camera around. I listen to device events. Um, right? Like I don't care about the cursor position for that at all, and I shouldn't. I literally just directly talk to them, or I directly listen to the mouse, and I'm like, okay, how much did you move on the desk? Not how much did this cursor here move? Because if I like previously when I didn't lock the cursor at all, I can actually just show this. Um, I need to comment this out as well. Like you can see, yeah, you actually can. I need to hold on. I need to cook. So okay, you can see my cursor now, right? I can turn up, and currently my cursor is on the top of the screen, right? I can still turn up, even though it's not moving up, right? Like the cursor itself is not moving up, but it doesn't matter. Same thing with down. It doesn't matter if the cursor moves or not. We're just listening to the device itself, right? So it really doesn't matter where the cursor is. But I still want it to be in the center, right? It's I know it's irrational, but I want to do it. It just makes it feel better for me. Yeah, that's fair. Um, yeah. And I mean, at some point, I'm gonna have some UI, and I don't. I think will do a thing where I just show the OS cursor for the UI stuff instead of rendering my own cursor, right? So I'll warp the mouse to like the center of the screen when you like open the main menu, and then I show the cursor. But if the cursor is gonna be locked in the middle of the screen anyway, then it's already there. Yippee, hahoo. I don't know. It's just why is the locking not working though? Let me try to figure this out real fast. Where do we make the window? So here we make the state. It shouldn't be wgpu stuff. It should be just winit stuff, right? Hmm. Or should I be smarter and think that even if I manage to make this work for me, it might not work on some other platform, and I should just give up my dream and just make it confined. Hmm. Yeah, because on macOS it's gonna say, oh, actually, it's for everything. So macOS you can't do this at all. Hmm. Interesting. Ooh. Oh. Okay. So. Okay. So on X11 you can't. Okay. I see. I see. Yeah. I mean, I would assume that's what this would do. And as long as I can move the cursor, then it's fine. I can just snap it to the center myself if I really want to. Oh, but interesting though. So on macOS, you can't confine the cursor, but you can lock it, right? But on X11 and Windows, you can't lock it, but you can confine it. So I assume this is just a WinIt limitation. Because they could just warp the mouse into the center of the screen. Like if I can do that, they could do it, right? But this is just arbitrary limitations of the library. I need to make my own windowing library. No, I don't. I don't need to make a windowing library. Um, yeah, interesting though. Let me drink some water and then I need to like write this down for myself. It'd be funny if there was like some platform that's not supported for the none variant. Like the cursor has to be confined or locked. Smile. Let me just take this, put this into my notes, put a link to this in there as well. So I'm gonna need to write some platform dependent code. Um, at least a bit if I want to support Mac. But supporting Mac is a nightmare anyway. Anyway, don't care about Mac because you need to use like Xcode and sign the thing and whatever. So I'm sorry for the 4 people that use Mac. I'll try to get the web version working for those Mac people. No, I mean, if I get the web version working, it's it. I am slightly right, but it's like it's not up to me, right? Like if you wish to complain to me, please complain to the people that are in charge of making supporting apps for Mac such a pain, right? Like complain to those people, not to me. Thank you, right? And it's not they. I mean, usually people have devices that they chose, but that's not always the case, right? Like sometimes you just happen to have access to one certain type of device or one certain device, and it just happens to be something, and you might not have a choice. But I don't know if I would be correct, but I want to say that it's most likely they did it to themselves, right? So, no. Do I need to do anything else? Yeah, let me actually make the cursor invisible still. Bum, 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 bum. Pulse here. And It's amazing how much better this feels when I don't have a cursor flying around like on my primary screen and then my second screen like over on this side or third screen on this side. It's like so distracting to have a cursor just flying about when I'm just moving in the game. Because it makes me so paranoid about left clicking. Because if I left click anywhere, I could just click something random. Like, I feel like I exert extra brain power to not use left click. But now I can just click all I want. Yippee! It feels so wrong. It feels so wrong after so long of like having to pay attention to that. Ay ay ay. Anyway, that's there. I kind of really want to do the crosshair, and now that I think about it, I was thinking that I'm gonna do like an overlay on the screen with the crosshair or something. But if I want to do the thing where it's just like inverted colors, like some other famous kind of voxel-based game does, then I can just make the crosshair encode, right? Like in this shader, in the same shader. I can just do it here. Like I have one check to see if we're in the crosshair region, and then if we are, to invert the color. Lol. So it's really simple actually. Well, let me make a commit first. And I don't need the result. I'm in the wrong file. There we go. Oh, I like spaced out. I looked at nothing for a bit. I tried to look for this line again. I was like, where am I? I feel like I just crossed timelines. That's the feeling that I have. I could like check a bunch of stuff. Like, is it Fruit Loops or Fruit Loops? I don't know. It's like a bunch of meaningless stuff must have changed. And it's totally not just human memory being unreliable. Anyway. Oh, that's a massive comet. Oh, that seems like a... No! I included stuff that I shouldn't have. Okay, let me stash these. I'm glad I looked at it. This shouldn't be there. Can I restore the stash? No, I'm gonna lose that comment now. Fuck it. You die. Alright, let's see. Yeah, seems fine. Push, push. And what next? Crosshair. I think after I do the crosshair, it might be time to hop out. We'll see, we'll see. Because I do definitely want to take some kind of like break from my brain and before I try to do more physics stuff. Or like choosing which voxel to place. I could do it now, but yeah. Hold on, I gotta mute. And it was actually I just said like, oh, I'm not gonna go home forever. I actually wanted for something IRL. for some cooking. So I'll do the crosshair, and then I'll go be an assistant chef. How do we know if we're in the cursor area? We have these. Okay, let's see. We're gonna take this and a yoink. And then we take this yoink. And there. That should be fine. One thing I don't like about writing shader code is that I can't check if it's good or not without running the project. Like if I do cargo check, then it doesn't check the shader code, which makes sense, but you know, it is what it is. We have these. I actually really like how this looks now. Alright. Now I want to get the distance. Well, I was thinking about making a circle because I'm like, oh yeah, getting the distance would be easy. But even easier would be if oh yeah. And we want it to be like 0.01 for now. Actually, no, I won't do that in such a roundabout way. Oh, I think that should be fine. We should see a box in the middle. It is indeed a box, but it's completely black instead of being the color inverted. And that is because I'm doing this wrong. That's what I should be doing. Right? Actually, is that how I invert colors? No, it's not. What am I doing with my life? I want to... Yeah, it's 1 minus color. Don't worry. I was gonna get there eventually, right? I was gonna get there eventually. But I do want this to be 1 anyway, so... whatever. The alpha doesn't matter for now. It's gonna be fucked, but it's fine. I'm not gonna see it being fucked. Yay! That might just be pure white always, instead of being inverted. No, it is inverted. Okay, I'm just blind. Because these are such like bright colors or whatever. But we have a crosshair. Let's go. And it should always be visible. Wait, is it scuffed because we're outside of the world? Well, that might be true. Oh yeah, because the rendering is scuffed outside of the world. Okay, okay, that makes sense. I'm really curious. That doesn't seem. Oh, no, actually, it is yellow. Yeah, true. I'm actually just blind. Yeah, it works. It works. I tried to press F8 to close the game, which is which is what you do Godot. I don't know why I thought I was in Godot. It's like the game is looking too good. It must be Godot. Yeah, I mean, I can just make this. I could make this 0 and then um multiply by -1, whatever. It doesn't matter for now, right? The window doesn't have transparency anyway. The alpha channel is fucked, but it's fine. Yes. So if I want to make it a cross instead of just that, I just need to make this a bit more complicated. But I don't care about that right now. And also, let me make this smaller. Make it a bit smaller. Oh, let's. I think this is good. This is good. Like, this allows me to see the thing. Also, we're at the wrong screen. Okay. Nice. I've remembered the hotkey to do that. Place a mirror. Let's place another mirror. Just for old time's sake. Ah, lovely mirrors. I'm totally not too proud of the mirrors. Anyway, I think that's everything for now. Once I get the commit out, we go here and we say fair. Yeah. I know what you mean. Is there anything useless here? I mean, technically, I didn't need to remove this line spot. Whatever. Fine. Push that. Das gut. Das gut. Next, I need to make the collisions better, and then give the player, or give myself the choice of like placing down one of the 4 voxels. And after that, making the data structure so I can have bigger worlds than 32 cubed. And after that, making blocks out of the voxels and placing those, and yeah. So a lot of work still left to do, but it's fun. At least right now. I can't wait to drop this project when it's no longer fun. No. 2. We won't be rating this time. I think 2 or more has been my limit sometimes, like in the past. But I think it should be more than 2 for a raid. That's my limit. So, no raid. No raid message. No raid. I don't have a schedule right now. If I get one, it's gonna be at neuropathy.com/stream/schedule. And past videos are stored on a like archive YouTube channel. If the videos ever move to like my own website or something, or if they're still on the YouTube channel, you can find them at the same address, which is neuropathy.com/stream/archive. And the stream itself can be found at neuropathy.com/stream. I love having my own domain. It's great. Highly recommend. But yeah. That's everything for this time. And I don't know if I'll do the physics stuff on stream or off stream. We'll see. But bye for now. Wah.